Hello student, welcome back to my channel. So today we will discuss here about the next topic of chapter 4, moving charges and magnetism. The topic name is force acting on current carrying state conductor. Here the conductor will be parallel. So the heading is force acting between two parallel current carrying wire or current carrying conductor. So here see, in front of you you can see there are two cases of state conductor, in which first case we have two current carrying conductors in which the direction of current is same, and here in second case we have again two same type of conductor, state conductor having length L. So that time the current direction is opposite. Now here what we will do, we will calculate the value of the force acting between these two current carrying conductor ड्यू टू दियर करंट. तो यहाँ पे हम क्या फाइंड करेंगे, ये दो स्टेट कंडक्टर हैं, इन दोनों कंडक्टर्स में करंट कैरी हो रहा है, एक में सेम डायरेक्शन में है दोनों में और एक में अपोजिट डायरेक्शन में है. दोनों ही वायर्स में कुछ ना कुछ फोर्स लगेगा. सो दैट फोर्स वी विल कैलकुलेट इन दिस डेरिवेशन. सो सी स्टूडेंट, इन केस 1 when we talk about this case, when the direction of current is same, that time if we think here about in first case C1 D1, as we know that before this derivation you should know about the concept which we will use here. First, around the current carrying wire magnetic field is formed or induced. तो पहले आप क्या यहाँ पे फॉर्मूला यूज करेंगे कि जब हम किसी वायर में करंट पास करते हैं तो उसके चारों तरफ या उसके अराउंड क्या हो जाता है, एक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड आपके पास इंड्यूस्ड हो जाता है और एक मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस आपके पास क्या होती है, उसमें फॉर्म होती है. और टेंजेंट अगर हम उस मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइंस में ड्रॉ करते हैं तो वो हमें मैग्नेटिक फील्ड की डायरेक्शन बताता है एट दैट पॉइंट. तो ये कॉन्सेप्ट लगाएंगे. नाउ यू नो अबाउट द फॉर्मूला मैग्नेटिक फील्ड इंडक्शन एट एनी पॉइंट ड्यू टू अ स्ट्रेट करंट कैरिंग वायर व्हिच इज इक्वल्स टू म्यू नॉट अपॉन 4 पाई 2i by r. तो सबसे पहले मैं ये फॉर्मूला यूज करूंगा and after that we will use here the force acting on a current carrying wire placed in magnetic field ILB. This formula I will use. Okay, so this formula I will use after this. तो ये formula देखते हैं. So students see here, first case as you know that the direction of current in both of the conductor is same. When the direction of current is same, direction of current is same in C1 C2, C1 D1 and C2 D2. So in this condition, first I will see in this C1 D1 conductor, as we know that around the current carrying conductor magnetic field is induced due to the flow of current in this conductor. So magnetic field line will form in the form of concentric circle. So see student, these are the concentric circles of ours, so that this conductor C2D2 which is current carrying will come in the magnetic field effect of first B1. B1 is the magnetic field induced due to the current carry conductor C1 D1. Now in this case the second conductor will be in the presence of, or you can say the second conductor will in the magnetic field region of conductor C1 D1. Means यहाँ पे जो C2 D2 conductor है वो magnetic field region में होगा जो C1 D1 के थ्रू आपके पास B1 प्रोड्यूस किया गया है. And now you can find the direction of magnetic field at any point around the current carrying conductor with the help of right hand rule. Clear? After that, see, now we will write here directly the formula. Magnetic field induction, magnetic field, here suppose this point you can consider P. Magnetic field induction at point P on C2 D2 due to the current I1 on C1 D1. Now see student, here we will calculate the value directly, as we know that V1 is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi in this condition, because this apparatus or this arrangement is placed in vacuum. So I will write this magnetic permeability in vacuum into 2I1 by R, because one of the condition I am considering here, I1 is the current which is flowing in this C1 D1 and R is the distance between two straight conductor. Here also, point clear? This is our first equation. Now student, come to the second point. Now at point P we have the magnetic field induction value is this. Now here what we will do in this point, now we will calculate the magnetic force due to this magnetic field and the current. So we can say therefore magnetic field, therefore magnetic force acting on current carrying conductor name is C2 D2, okay, due to B1. So this force will be F is equals to, you know that the formula I will use here, ILB, and we know that this is perpendicular, this force. If we think about the direction of magnetic field first, after then we think about force on this current carrying wire. So see student, when you will use the right hand, this is the direction of magnetic field lines, when you will use right hand rule, so you will observe that in this condition the direction of magnetic field B is perpendicularly in inward direction, and it is already perpendicular to a given surface, so we can say that the direction of I and B is normal. So here I will write theta is equals to 90 degree. So the formula will be ILB. I will use this formula. This is the force experienced by the second current carry conductor due to the magnetic field of first. So I will write it by 2 F2. So here student, the formula is F is equals to F2 is equals to I, we know it is I2, clear student, denoted by capital I2, that is slow. And here we are calculating the formula for per unit length. If suppose we are calculating the formula for per unit length, then I will use here 1 in place of L, 1 meter or 1 unit, and we know that this force is due to the magnetic field of wire C1 D1, which is B1, so I will write here B1. Now the formula is F2 is equals to I2 remain as it is, and the value of B1 is mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I2 or I1, sorry, I1 upon the distance between them is this. Now here the final formula we will get F2 is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I1 I2 by R. This is the force acting on unit length wire, or you can say that force per unit length on a current carrying wire when the current direction is same and the wires or conductors are parallel to each other. So the direction of force you can measure. This is the force per unit length, so you can write Newton per meter. If you will think here about this, because here I am substituting the value of length is equal to 1, so I will write the SI unit Newton only. But if you are calculating, suppose here you will find F upon F2 by L, it is I into B. That time the value of SI unit will be Newton per meter. So first ignore this point, we will discuss later on. So this is the value of force experienced by this conductor C2 D2 due to the magnetic field of the conductor C1 D1. Now after that, when you talk about the direction, so how you will find the direction of this? You will find the direction of force, this magnetic force on this conductor with the help of left hand rule. According to this left hand rule, father, mother, child, this is your magnetic field and this one is your current. Current is vertically in upward direction, see here, and magnetic field is, as I told you by right hand rule, it is normally downward. So this is our current, this is magnetic field. So I will turn my hand like this. At this point P, we will see the direction of force is in this direction. So the direction of force I will represent by this. This is the direction of force F2 experienced by the conductor C2D2 due to this C1D1. Point is clear? So by right hand, direction of force, you can write one thing here. Direction of force is given by Fleming's left hand rule. Point is clear, student? Now here we talk about the second case. If suppose the direction of current is opposite. So before this, I will see here one of the similar condition. So see here, this is the magnitude of the force experienced by this conductor. Now if the same condition I am applying for this, means if the same condition I am applying for this C1D1 conductor, when the direction of current is same, that time we will observe that the same kind of force is experienced by the conductor. Suppose in this time I am taking second diagram of first condition in which the direction of current same. After that I will discuss the opposite direction case. So here if I am considering first the current is flowing in second C2D2 and we know that the direction of magnetic field we can, here I am writing it in short way. So see here, so in this condition if we draw tangent on their magnetic field lines, we will get the direction of magnetic field B2. So for that, when we apply the same condition which we are doing for this, then we will observe that the direction of force by right hand, by left hand, Fleming's left hand rule is toward the C2D2. So here we will get what? The direction in this condition when we apply the same condition, but first we will carry the current in C2D2, after that this. Now we will take the magnetic field due to this C2D2 conductor and we are calculating the force experienced by C1D1. Then we will see that direction of force is toward the C2D2 like this. So it means that here we have two forces which are toward each other. So this kind of forces are called forces of attraction. So if we think about the shape of the wire, this, suppose the wire is loose, so that time the shape of the wire due to this attraction force is like this, if we are talking here about in middle part. Otherwise the wire will turn small value, you can say, like this because of this attraction force. Now in second case we talk here about when the direction of current is opposite, what type of diagrams we will observe, and after that what type of force. Once again student, you can see, if we think about the force experienced by the conductor C1D1 due to C2D2, it will again say which is equals to F2, and F2 and F1 both are same. It means that the both conductors experience equal and opposite direction force. Point is clear? Now after that we talk here about the second case. So for that, pause the video and note down. Now student, in second case when we think here about the magnetic field and the magnetic force, when the current carrying conductor have direction of current opposite to each other, that time what type of force they experience. So for that, see the diagram. Here I have again C1 and D1 and C2 and D2 are two type of conductors, and in which the direction of current is opposite to each other, and here we will calculate and calculation will remain same. It is F is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I1 I2 by R, but here we will see which type of force act there. So when the direction of current is, when again we are taking this condition C1, when the direction of current is from point C1 to point D1, so that time you know that if we draw a concentric circle around this C1 D1, so we will get this type of structure, and by this we can see directly the direction of magnetic field lines and the direction of field, magnetic field V1 is normally in inward direction. So for that, when we calculate the magnetic force in this wire C2D2, in which the direction of current is just opposite to the direction of current in first case, when they have same direction. So that time when you will apply the student, when you will apply the left hand rule, then you will see automatically the direction of force. So see, this is our magnetic field, and magnetic field is normally in inward direction, and here the direction of current vertically in downward. So where the direction of force? Toward our right hand side. So this is the direction of force, clear, acting on C2D2 due to the magnetic field of D1. Now on the other hand, when here we talk about the force on this conductor C1D1. Now for that, as we know that due to this wire C2D2, this is C1D1, if I draw the same magnetic field lines like this way, so that time here we will see, if we draw tangent at any point, suppose this is Q, and if suppose this is, if suppose it is P, then here I consider this point is Q. And here, because the direction of magnetic field line is opposite, here the magnetic field lines are, you can see here in this way, so we can see the direction of force is normally in upward direction, because the direction of current is changed as compared to this case. So see here, so when the direction of force is like this, so that time here by using right hand thumb rule we will apply the same condition on this current, force, and this is our current, this is normally in upward direction force. So we can see that by using right hand rule, we can directly find the force direction, which is magnetic field direction, which is normally in upward direction. So that time direction of current is here vertically upward, this is the direction of force, direction of magnetic field, then the force will be in this direction. So this is the direction of force experienced by C1 D1, D2 C2 T2. So from this calculation we can see here the direction of force in both of the cases are opposite to each other, like this. You can see here, first case it is our V1 and this is our F2, and in second case this is our V2 and this one is our F1. So here the both wire C1 D1 and C2 D2 experience a force which is called repulsion force. Point is clear? So the force values remain same. F is equals to mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I1 I2 by R, but the difference is that here that force is called force of repulsion, and due to this the force wire, due to this the wire structure is looking like that. If the wire is little bit loose, so it's structure like that from the middle. Okay, clear student? Due to this repulsion force. So this is the derivation by which you can see how we will calculate the direction of magnetic force in current carrying parallel conductors. Listen student, when we know that, because we know that the direction of force between two parallel wires is 2I1 I2 over R. This is the magnitude of the force acting between the two current carrying parallel conductors, and the direction, the force will be repulsive or attractive. It depends on the direction of current in those conductor. If the direction of current is same, then the force will be attractive. If the direction of current is opposite, the force will be repulsive. So here we focus about one thing. If a wire of length L, suppose I have a wire of length L, that time if we think here about the force formula, it will helpful for your numerical. It will be mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I1 I2 by R into L, because in derivation we substitute the value of L is equals to 1. That's why the formula will be in this way. But here if suppose the length is L, we can multiply this whole value by the length L. Point is clear? So this is a net Newton force. And in some numerical we talk about the force per unit length in current carrying wire. The formula will be again same, mu naught upon 4 pi 2 I1 I2 by R, but here change in SI unit. SI unit is Newton per meter, not Newton, because here you are calculating force per unit length. Point is clear, student? So this is the derivation and some topics. And if you have one more inquiry about this, how much the value of force if one unit of current is placed in both of the parallel conductor and placed at 1 meter to each other and having length 1. So for that, if suppose this is a special condition, if suppose I have the value of I1 I2 both is 1 ampere or 1 unit also, and the distance between two is 1 meter parallel conductor, and length here we are talking it is equals to 1 unit, or unit you can consider basically, or you can say 1 meter. So that time the force will be, and as you know that the value of mu naught upon 4 pi, it is very simple for you. Mu naught upon 4 pi is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. So for this condition, if you will apply the all condition on this, you will get the value of F, which is equals to 10 raised to the power minus 7. This is 2 into 1 into 1 over 1 into 1. So after that, F is equals to 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7 Newton. So if you will follow this condition for two parallel straight conductor, then you will get the force between them. The magnitude of force between them is 2 into 10 raised to the power minus 7. This force will be attractive if the direction of current is same. This force will be repulsive if the direction of current is opposite. So okay student, to understand them, pause the video and note down. Now student, after the discussion about the current carrying parallel conductor, here the next topic we will discuss. It is torque acting on current carrying coil placed in magnetic field. So this one is PQRS, is a rectangular current carrying coil which is placed in magnetic field B. The diagram is in front of you like that. So as you know that when the current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force from class 10th. You know that the force value is F is equals to ILB. If suppose theta is the angle between the current carrying conductor and the magnetic field, it means that the current carrying conductor plays at an angle theta. So that time the formula will be sin theta. If theta is equals to 90, means that the conductor is placed normally to the magnetic field. The formula will be ILB. You have discussed this formula in your class 10th. Now here we will see when a rectangular coil PQRS placed in magnetic field, it experiences a force. This one is also, you know that this one is also the principle of electric motor which you have been discussed in your class 10th. So this formula is also based on one of the topic, moving coil galvanometer. On the basis of this phenomena, we can find the condition, means the torque acting on the moving coil galvanometer. On the basis of this, the derivation will be same there, and after that we will get the torque acting on the coil of galvanometer. So see here student, first we will calculate the force acting on, not force means because the motion is circular, that time the work done will be provided by the torque. So that's why here we are talking about the torque only. So see student, torque acting on a current carrying conductor placed in magnetic field. Here the statement is, suppose PQRS is a rectangular coil placed in magnetic field, uniform magnetic field B, and from the diagram it is a rectangular coil, so you know that opposite side of rectangles are equal. So suppose the side of PQ and RS are equals to L, and here QR is equal to PS is equal to B. This is the dimension of this rectangular coil, and when this rectangular coil placed in magnetic field at an angle theta, then you can see if this coil is placed in magnetic field, that their side PS is at an angle theta with magnetic field, and here the other one side, the side name is PQ and RS, which are current carrying conductor, current is flowing through it, RS perpendicular to B. So point is clear student, यहाँ दो पॉइंट आपको ध्यान देने हैं, यहाँ पे करंट आपके पास डायरेक्शन कैसे इसके नॉर्मली है, और आपके पास यहाँ पे जो करंट की डायरेक्शन है इससे थीटा एंगल क्रिएट कर रही है B से, ठीक है। अभी मैं आपको सब चीजें डिस्कस करूंगा. So let's see here. Now if we think about the force acting on different arms of this rectangular coil. So this PS arm makes an angle theta with magnetic field. So if this make magnetic field at an angle theta, so this will also at an angle theta here. And you know that when the current carry conductor, this is a current carry conductor placed in magnetic field. So each arm of this rectangular coil will experience a force in magnetic field, and that direction of force is given by left hand thumb rule. Sorry, the direction of force is given by left hand rule, Fleming's left hand rule. So here you can say this one is simple. So see, this is a direction of magnetic field, so it will like that, and this is a direction of current, this one way. So here the force will be normally in inward direction. So this is normally in inward direction for arm PQ. Now here you can see the direction of current is just opposite to that, and the direction of magnetic field is same. So the force will be, this one is normally inward, this one is normally in outward direction. So these are mutually perpendicular to each other. On the same way here, when we talk about the force and the other one, see here, as we know that the direction of current and magnetic field both are normally to each other, so the force will also perpendicular to each other in this direction. Here you can see student, in this direction, if we think here about, this is the direction of magnetic field and this one is the direction of force, the force will act here inward direction in this way. This is the direction of force. Here F2, if we think about F2 and F2 and F4, these are mutually opposite direction and normal to the surface, so they are they balance to each other, so that the resultant effect of the rotation of this coil due to this F2 and F4 force will cancel out, because they are opposite to each other. They have no axis of rotation, because the coil have axis of rotation by this red color. The name of this is X dash and suppose Y dash. So the coil will rotate in this magnetic field about their own axis of rotation due to these forces F3 and F1. So as I told you, F3 is normally in inward direction. So here the direction of current is just opposite to that. It is vertically upward, it is vertically downward. So it will in upward direction, means here it will comes out, it will go down. So the coil will rotate like that, which is in front of you. See here, this one. In this side the force will goes down, in this side the force will come up, and the coil will rotate like that. Whereas the forces F4 and F2, this one is vertically inward direction and this one is vertically outward. So this is not a rotation, axis of rotation. it is perpendicular to the axis of rotation forces. So this will not support this coil to rotate in the given magnetic field. Point is clear, student? So here this F2 and F4 force will cancel out because they are equal in magnitude, but these forces on the arm SR and PQ will rotate the coil about their own axis. So this is the phenomena also of electric motor, by which the coil rotate in the magnetic field. So see, student, therefore I will write directly from the given diagram. From the given diagram we can say that F2 and F4 forces will cancel out each other because they are perpendicular to the plane in opposite direction. And if you want to know their value F1, sorry, here F2 and F4, if you want to know the value of F2, it makes theta angle with the direction of magnetic field. So I will write it here. The force is F2 is equal to ILB. Here L is our ILB sin theta. So student, here L is our PS. It is B sin theta. Or you can say here one thing. Yes, correct. It is good. So after this, F4 it is equal to IB B sin theta. So see here, it makes theta angle with magnetic field, theta angle with magnetic field, and they both are cancel each other. They have equal in magnitude but opposite direction. So they both cancel each other because F2 is negative of F4. So the resultant of F2 plus F4 is equal to 0. Now here we talk about the next part, F1 and F3, by which the coil will rotate. Here now see, the contribution of F2 and F4 is 0 because the magnitude of these two forces are equal but have opposite direction by the explanation of this theory. So they will cancel out to each other. Their direction is perpendicular to the plane but in opposite direction. That's why. After that we talk here about the force on the arm PQ and RS. Now see student, if we think here about the force acting on the arm PQ, which is noted by F1, and here you can see that the direction of current and magnetic field is at 90 degree. So the formula IL, here L is the side, IL B sin theta is our 90 degree. So the maximum force will be here. F1 is equal to ILB. Similarly F3, because of this, it is also equal to ILB. B is capital. Clear? This is our equation number 3. Equation number 4. Due to the forces F1 and F3, the coil will gain a necessary torque to rotate, to their rotation about their own axis, which is called axis of rotation. So for that student, therefore torque acting on the coil by these couple forces, tau is equals to force into perpendicular distance from line of action. So see student, how we will calculate this perpendicular distance. So this perpendicular distance you will see here. I am erasing this part. See student, now here focus on this side. Suppose this is a PS, and in this side this force will act on this side also, and this force will act on this side also, because it is a part of this arm. So here if I draw this force like this way, F3, and here if suppose it is denoted by F1, which provide the coil a necessary torque, and we draw a we draw perpendicular from both of the point, that time suppose here, as we know that theta is the angle, so here you can draw, suppose this is the direction of magnetic field B, which makes theta angle. So for this condition this will also theta by the interior alternate angle property. So if suppose this one is theta, and you know that student, this is a length which called B, so for this the value is B cos theta. So here I will use the value, because you know that the magnitude of F1 and F3 both are equal to F, both are equal, and here suppose it is equals to F. So for this condition, if I will use here the torque, so this perpendicular distance from line of action, see here, this is a line of action, means axis of rotation, so the perpendicular distance is this B cos theta. So I will write this formula B cos theta in place of this. This is our perpendicular distance, and this force is ILB, which is equal in magnitude. ILB, this is capital B, B cos theta. Point is clear? So when we think here about the next step of this force, then we will get tau is equals to this C, L into B is our area, and this is our magnetic field, and this one is our cos theta remaining part. So IAB cos theta. So tau is equals to IAB cos theta is one of the formula of torque in this derivation. So after that, see, when we talk about the next one, means next part. So after this, you can see from the diagram. Before the diagram, if I consider there are n number of turns of insulated wire around this loop. If there are n number of turns, total number of turns are n. So for that, tau is equals to NIAB cos theta, and you know that student, magnetic dipole moment M is equals to NIA. So I will use MB cos थीटा, दिस इज अ टाउ। क्लियर? ओके स्टूडेंट, एक चीज आप ध्यान दीजिए, तो मैंने आपको यहाँ पे F1, F3 और F4 की वैल्यू बताई थी। स्टूडेंट F3 तो आपको थीटा एंगल क्लियर हो रहा था, डायरेक्शन ऑफ करंट इन मैग्नेटिक फील्ड, इट इज इक्वल्स टू ILB sin थीटा, इट्स ओके, नो प्रॉब्लम। बट हियर व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट दिस पार्ट, आंसर तो ठीक है, बट दिस पार्ट व्हेन वी think about the direction of electric current and the magnetic field, it is equals to 180 minus theta. So if the formula will be I, this is our magnetic field, this is B, IBB sin 180 minus theta, and sin 180 minus theta student sin theta ही होता है, ठीक है। तो इसलिए यहाँ पे आपके पास ये आई थिंक 180 माइनस थीटा कॉन्सेप्ट बताना आप मिस हुआ था स्टार्टिंग पे, ठीक है। तो रिमेंबर दिस पॉइंट, ठीक है। तो ये sin 180 माइनस थीटा sin थीटा के इक्वल हो गए, तो यहाँ पे ऐसे प्रॉब्लम क्लियर हो जाए। तो ये आपका थोड़ा पीछे का टॉपिक था, अभी माइंड में आया, ठीक है। आई थिंक 180 माइनस थीटा का इंट्रोडक्शन नहीं किया। आफ्टर दैट सी स्टूडेंट, दिस वन इज द फोर्स, दिस वन इज द टॉर्क एक्टिंग ऑन दिस रेक्टेंगुलर कॉइल। सो स्टूडेंट, आफ्टर दिस सी, if n cap is a normal vector, if n cap is normal means perpendicular to the plane, makes an angle alpha with the magnetic field B. So from the diagram you can see it makes, if suppose it makes alpha angle with the direction of magnetic field and normal to the plane, so from the diagram alpha plus theta कितना हो जाएगा 90 degree, and from this calculation theta is equals to 90 minus alpha, and you can substitute the theta value here, and finally you will get cos 90 minus alpha, it is equals to mb sin alpha. So this is your torque. Point is clear? So this one is one of the formula of torque. If alpha is the angle between the normal and the direction of magnetic field. Now dear student, see, after the discussion of tau is equals to mb sin alpha formula and one more tau is equals to mb cos theta formula in term of alpha, in term of theta. Now here if we want to write the vector form of this calculation, then we can write by this relation tau is equals to m cross b. As we know that torque is a vector quantity, so I can write this like this, or is equals to m is equals to nia, and after that b sin alpha, if I will write like this, so I can write here tau is equals to ni a cross b also. This one is also the vector form of the given torque. Now here one condition, last condition, in which we can use this formula. Case 1, if suppose theta is equal to 0 degree, it means that if the coil is placed parallel to the direction of magnetic field, that times the torque will be maximum, which is equals to mb cos 0 is equals to 1. It will be maximum, and if you will write their expanded form, F is equal to NIAB. So this one is the torque, okay, which is called radial torque acting on radial field. Clear, student? It is the torque on radial magnetic field, and after that, case 2, the radial magnetic field, it is the topic of moving coil galvanometer. In this condition, when the coil is placed parallel to the magnetic field, that time the torque experienced by the coil, which is this, is NIB, which is maximum. Now in case second, if theta is equal to 90 degree, that time you will get the torque is equals to mb cos 90 0, torque will be 0. This is the torque which is called 0 torque. Point is clear? So this is your torque condition in front of you. So for that, pause the